Good day, everyone. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Jenfer Gutang, a student of Ed 305 Assessment and Learning 2. As a student enrolled in the subject, we are tasked to produce a performance task related to our specialization, which is social studies. Me and my partner agreed to conduct an interview as our performance task. So, I'm here with one of the most beautiful and intelligent teacher in our barangay as a subject for my interview. So, ma'am, kindly first introduce yourself.
My name is Martha Tubo. I'm going to answer
Okay, ma'am. For my first question, I would like to ask you, what are the most common environmental hazards found in our area?
Okay, so here in our area, our environmental hazards are, of course, you see there are big trees here in our roofs, and of course, typhoon.
So, ma'am, for my next question, what are your some personal experiences regarding climate change?
In my personal experiences regarding climate change is I experienced our weather condition is not normal anymore unlike before. So there are lots of typhoons happen and unexpected environment and unexpected natural disasters.
So, my third question is that, can you explain the necessity of environmental studies?
It is necessary to have environmental studies in order for us to know how to give preparedness to our community or to our students.
My last question, ma'am, is that, as a citizen, how can you encourage other people to be protective of our environment?
Okay, so maybe I have to encourage the people to plant more trees, especially to their backyards or in their place, and stop burning plastics to protect our environment.
So, ma'am, that's all for my interview, and thank you for having the opportunity to talk with you, ma'am. I have learned many different insights about environmental problems and how we are able to cope with it. So once again, that's all for my interview, and once again, thank you.
Now it's my turn to interview via online regarding the rising environmental issues that we are facing and how to minimize its effects. Here we have on the line is Miss Luna Ku and Miss Carmela Andrade. Both of them are students of Mabuhay College in Luzuriaga City taking BS Ed Social Science. Good morning to the both of you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Yeah.
That's great. So I have here questions regarding the environmental issues that I would like to ask you about. Is it fine?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you. What are the most common environmental hazards found in your area? Starting with you, Miss Andrade.
The most common environmental hazards found in my area is the pesticides which my neighborhood usually use when they are maintaining our beautification.
We changed, but recently I just remember that last per month, which is in 2020, I remember that during those times usually it would be cold, but then what I have observed is that even in nighttime there are times that it is really hot. So I think that is one of the experiences that I had, that I felt that climate change was really just making a big impact which we could experience.
Yes, thank you for that. I would agree.
Yes.
So, for the next question, would go to Ms. Andrade. So, can you explain the necessity of environmental studies, especially that you are taking BS Ed Social Studies, right?
Yes. So, environmental studies for me is very important since it talks about knowing how we should live and how we establish a long-term environmental solution, not a short-term environmental solution that can adapt until the future. So it actually individuals in gaining a better awareness of their living and also the physical environment that we have, as well as how to deal with it regardless to the difficulties of the environmental challenges that harm the nature.
Okay, thank you. So for the last question would go to Miss Ku. So as a citizen, how can you encourage other people to be protective of our environment?
Firstly, it would be important to really explain to to the people who needs to which is all of us, who needs to engage in protecting our environment, because aside from that, we only have one planet, we only have air for us to breathe into, water for us to drink that is safe for us. So without the beings or those part of the environment that we are in, without them we couldn't survive on ourselves. So there is an interdependency of how we live. So it is important for us to be aware of it, because we are the number one leading factor that kills our own planet. So yes,
I would agree. So like you said that we are dependent to our environment and we must also protect it, because of course it